Hi Nana. We will start a new lesson. Okay. New lesson known as atmospheric pollution. Actually, what is pollution? Pollution is nothing but the presence of unwanted substances in unwanted amounts at unwanted places. Okay, the presence of unwanted substances in unwanted amounts at unwanted places. Okay, is called pollution. Okay, so if it is related to atmospheric pollution, then that means if unwanted substances are present in unwanted amounts, okay, in the atmosphere, then it is said to be atmospheric pollution. It may be water pollution, or else sometimes, suppose if unwanted substances are present in unwanted amounts in the water, then it is said to be water pollution. So now we are discussing about atmospheric pollution. So atmospheric pollution is nothing but the presence of unwanted substances in unwanted amounts. Okay, at unwanted time. Here places means here unwanted time. We can write it as time. Unwanted time is called as in the atmosphere. Okay, in the atmosphere. In the atmosphere is called atmospheric pollution. Okay. Then how atmospheric pollution is caused? See, atmospheric pollution, it is caused by either natural processes or else by human activities. Okay, either by natural processes or by human activities. Okay, human activities means either mainly these human activities include mainly by burning of what? By burning of fossil fuels, or else by burning of petroleum products. Okay, see, by burning of fossil fuels. What are fossil fuels? Fossil fuels are nothing but the fuels like petrol, diesel, kerosene, coal, etc. These are said to be fossil fuels. So these fuels, for the formation of these fuels, it takes several thousands of years. Okay, that means for the formation of the fuels, whose formation takes around, takes several thousands of years or several hundreds of years. So such fuels are said to be fossil fuels. Example: petrol, diesel, kerosene, coal, etc. Okay, so they take several hundreds of years or several thousands of years for their formation. So they are formed from the plants or else from the animals. Okay, such fuels are said to be fossil fuels. So upon burning of fossil fuels, so large amount of pollutants are released into the atmosphere. So these this is done by human man. Okay, this is done by human. Hence, it is said to be human activity. Okay, human activities. Okay, mainly by burning of fossil fuels or by burning of petroleum products. Okay, causes atmospheric pollution. Burning of these fossil fuels or else petroleum products so will release large amount of pollutants into the atmosphere. Okay, so they causes serious problems, okay, for the existence of life on the earth. Okay, okay, so atmospheric pollution is also caused by the natural processes like eruption of volcanoes. Eruption of volcanoes uh, by strong winds. Okay, by strong winds also natural. This is also one of the natural processes which cause atmospheric pollution. Okay, forest fires, lightning discharge, etc. etc. So these are some of the etc. These are some of the natural processes which cause atmospheric pollution. For example, if you take volcanoes, so these volcanoes, when volcanoes are erupted, so vast areas are polluted. Vast areas are polluted with sulfur dioxide, okay, and volcanic ash. So vast areas are polluted with sulfur dioxide and volcanic ash by during the process of volcanic eruption. Strong winds, strong winds cause soil erosion. Soil erosion. That means your top fertile soil it is removed by the strong winds, and there this top fertile soil it is carried away uh, to some other distant places, so that the area becomes infertile. So strong winds will carry the top fertile soil. So such loss of top fertile soil is called as soil erosion. Strong winds also add these strong winds also add a large see strong winds add a large amount of dust into the atmosphere. The strong winds carry large amount of dust, and that dust is entered into the atmosphere. That dust is added to the into atmosphere. Then what is forest fires? So due to natural processes, uh, due to friction or else some other natural processes, when trees rub each other, or else when stones rub the trees, or due to some other accidental process. So what happens? Fires are produced in the forest, and that fire, it causes a large amount of damage, or else a large damage to the entire forest. Okay, so these forest fires, okay, due to these forest fires, large amount of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, okay, sulfur dioxide, and ash are produced. Okay, and these are released into the atmosphere to large amounts. Okay, so like this, fires are also natural processes, so which cause atmospheric pollution. Lightning discharge. See, lightning discharge, during discharge process, in the particularly during rainy season. Okay, what happens when clouds hit with each other? Large amount of very high temperatures are produced. So lightning discharge produce very high temperatures. They produce very high temperatures. Okay, around 3000 degrees centigrade. Around 3000 degrees centigrade. So very high temperatures are produced during lightning discharge. Okay, so what happens during this process? So the nitrogen present in the atmosphere. So during lightning discharge, so the nitrogen present in the atmosphere, generally nitrogen is inert, non-reactive. In the atmosphere, large amount of nitrogen is present, but it is non-reactive. But when the temperature is very high, that means around 3000, that means when the temperature is above 1500 degrees centigrade, particularly if temperature exceeds, if it is more than 1500 degrees centigrade, what happens? So nitrogen gas, it combines with the oxygen gas to form nitric oxide. Nitrogen gas reacts with oxygen to form nitric oxide. So nitric oxide is a pollutant. So these two are not pollutants, but this is pollutant, and nitric oxide is a pollutant. Slowly, that nitric oxide will react with atmospheric oxygen to form nitrogen dioxide. Nitric oxide slowly react with atmospheric oxygen to form nitrogen dioxide. So like this, lightning discharge also will release large amount of nitric oxide, nitrogen dioxide, and some other gases are also produced during the this lightning discharge. It's a natural process. So like this, atmosphere is polluted by both man-made activities and by natural processes. Okay, so today we will learn some very important threats which are caused by the atmospheric pollution. Okay, so some of the most important threats which are caused due to atmospheric pollution are particularly acid rains, acid rains, acid rains, global warming, ozone depletion, etc. So these are some of the most important uh, threats to the atmosphere. What are they? Acid rains, global warming, ozone depletion, etc. So we will learn all these things one by one. So first of all, we will go with the acid rains. We will go with the acid rains. Okay. Acid rains. See, actually, the rainwater contains how acid rain is formed when when the when the rainwater contains dissolved dissolved oxides of nitrogen, and sulfur. Okay, when the rainwater contains dissolved oxides of nitrogen and sulfur, so then it leads to the formation of acid rain. Okay, that means here oxides of nitrogen and oxides of sulfur. Oxides of nitrogen and oxides of sulfur, when they are dissolved in rainwater, so it leads to the formation of acid rain. Then the question is how oxides of sulfur or else oxides of nitrogen, they are entering into the atmosphere, how they are added into the atmosphere. How is SO2 added? How is SO2 added to atmosphere? How is SO2 added to atmosphere? How SO2 is added to the atmosphere? See, actually, fossil fuels. Fossil fuel contains small. They contain what? Small amount of sulfur compounds. Okay. Fossil fuels contain small amount of sulfur compounds. So when these fossil fuels are burnt in large amounts, when fossil fuels are burnt in large amounts, large scale, when fossil fuels are burnt in large amounts or else large scale, what happens? So the sulfur which is present in the compounds, so it undergo oxidation, it reacts with oxygen. Burning means actually addition of oxygen takes place during the burning process. So the sulfur compounds, the sulfur in the sulfur compounds, so it will convert into sulfur dioxide gas during this process. During the process of burning of fossil fuels, the sulfur compounds which are present in the fossil fuels, they are converted into sulfur dioxide gas. Okay, so along with the sulfur dioxide, so even carbon dioxide is also because the fossil fuels contain large amount of carbon and little amounts of sulfur. So the sulfur is converted into sulfur dioxide and the carbon is converted into carbon dioxide. So that means the carbon will convert into carbon dioxide like this and the sulfur will convert into sulfur dioxide like this. Okay, so what happened during burning? So during burning, this is a process of burning. This is a process of burning. Okay, so what happened? SO2 SO2 amounts is very high. So actually, particularly these fossil fuels, they are burnt. They are burnt in the areas, in certain areas where SO2 is present in large amounts in those areas. So that means SO2 amounts, the amounts of SO2 or else the concentration of SO2. SO2 amount or else SO2 concentration is very high. It is very high where near thermal power stations, near thermal power stations. What are thermal power stations? Thermal power stations are they are also called as thermoelectric plants, where 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 electricity is produced from coal. So here coal is burnt. Coal is burnt. Okay, and from the burnt coal, so electricity is produced. Is produced. Okay, so that means electricity is produced by using coal. Hence, such stations are said to be thermal power stations. So here during this process, coal is used. Coal is a fossil fuel. So fossil fuel is burnt. So the places where fossil coal is burnt to produce electricity, so those places are said to be thermal power station or else thermoelectric plants. And the areas near oil refineries, oil refineries. So in oil refineries, petroleum gas is flared up. So that means petroleum gas, it is burned up. Flared means burnt up. So in oil refineries, what are oil refineries? Oil refineries are the places or the stations where petroleum is refined. During the refining of petroleum, large amount of different products are formed. Okay, oil refineries. Okay, and near highways. So near highways. So highways means, so in highways what happens, large amount of so many vehicles. Okay, the density of vehicles will be more on highways when compared to other roads. So highways due to vehicles. Okay, so like this. So amount of sulfur dioxide or else the concentration of sulfur dioxide is very high. So near the places like thermal power stations, oil refineries and highways where the density of vehicles is more. So here the density of vehicles, so many vehicles will run all the way through on highways, so that from the vehicles will use petrol, diesel, etc., which are also fossil fuels, and those petrol and diesel, they are burnt, okay, in the vehicles, and due to this sulfur dioxide is released into the atmosphere. Okay, so like this sulfur dioxide is added into the atmosphere. Then how? So here, so the oxides of sulfur and oxides of nitrogen, when they are dissolved in water, rainwater, then it causes acid rain. So how sulfur dioxide is added into the atmosphere, we learned. Now we will learn about how oxides of nitrogen is added to the atmosphere. So mainly what NO2. NO2, oxide of nitrogen means mainly NO2 gas. So how NO2 is added to the atmosphere? So there are several ways by which NO2 is added to the atmosphere. So one of the way is when coal is burnt. When coal is burnt in thermal stations, in thermal power stations, okay, when coal is burnt in thermal power stations, what happens? Actually, to burn the coal, it requires large amount of air. Okay, large amount of air cannot be used directly. So that means large amount of air. How large amount of air is produced? So by compressing the air. So large volumes of air, they are compressed. Okay, they are compressed into a little volume, so that large amount of air is present in the little volume. So that process is said to be compression. And here in thermal power stations, we use compressed air. Okay, we use compressed air. So compressed air is used in the furnaces. Is used in the furnaces. What are furnaces? Furnaces are the places. Okay, there are certain places in the thermal power stations where large amount of temperatures are produced. Okay, so where the coal is burnt, so coal is burnt and large amount of heat is produced. So such places are said to be furnaces. So actually, when this compressed air, it is used in the furnace, okay, to produce temperature, okay, which is greater than 1500 degrees centigrade. So actually, in furnaces, due to burning of coal by using compressed air, so temperatures are produced, high temperatures are produced. So the temperature will be more than 1500 degrees centigrade. Okay. So when this high temperature is present, so compressed air contains nitrogen. So compressed air contains what? It contains nitrogen as well as oxygen also. So at this temperature, the temperature above 1500 degrees centigrade, both of them will react. When the temperature is above 1500 degrees centigrade, so both of them will react with each other to form nitric oxide. Okay. So what happens? So this nitric oxide, suppose this is furnace. This is furnace where large amount of heats are produced. So these furnaces will have chimneys. So through this chimney, waste gases they are removed. They are removed from this room, from this furnace. So they are called as a chimney. See, this is a chimney. So from this chimney, so the waste gases are removed off. They are released into the atmosphere. So here NO2, nitric oxide is produced. So this nitric oxide will come out. Through the chimney. So during this process, what happens? This nitric oxide will cool down. The temperature will fall below 1500 degrees centigrade. So that means the nitric oxide, so below 1500 degrees centigrade, so it reacts with oxygen. This nitric oxide reacts with oxygen. So when the temperature is cooled, that means below 1500 degrees centigrade. So as nitric oxide, this is formed inside the furnace, and this will escape through the chimney. So during this process, what happens? The temperature will decrease. That means it will cool down. So during that process, what happens? So it will add with atmospheric oxygen. So it will react with atmospheric oxygen. Okay, to form nitrogen dioxide gas. So like this, so in this way, nitrogen dioxide is produced, and this nitrogen dioxide is added to the atmosphere. So that means NO2 is added to the atmosphere in this way. There is another way by which NO2 is added to the atmosphere. So we will learn the second way. Another way. So actually internal combustion engines internal combustion engines of automobiles. See, internal combustion engines, they use petrol or diesel vapors. Okay, so these in the internal combustion engines, so petrol or diesel, so their vapors, okay, the petrol or diesel vapors, they are burnt. The petrol or diesel vapors, they are burnt in the internal combustion engine, so this petrol or diesel, they contain nitrogen compounds. Petrol or diesel, they contain nitrogen compounds. The nitrogen compounds, when burnt, they produce nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is formed, and this nitric oxide, it is further oxidized. That means addition of oxygen. So this nitric oxide is further oxidized to NO2. See, automobiles contains what? Internal combustion engines. So in these engines, petrol or diesel, okay, is added. So this the vapors of this, they burnt to produce nitric oxide. So the nitric oxide which is produced in these engines, it will slowly cool down and reacts with atmospheric oxygen to form nitrogen dioxide. So like this nitrogen dioxide is added to the atmosphere. That means automobiles are also responsible for the release of NO2 into the atmosphere. Okay. Then how acid rains are formed? So okay, oxides of nitrogen and sulfur are responsible. So how acid rains are formed, we'll see now. How acid rains are formed? How acid rain is caused? Okay. See, SO2 and NO2 gases, SO2 and NO2 gases, which are formed, okay, during the process of burning. How acid rains are formed? When sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide dissolved in water vapor. Okay, so in the presence of UV rays, so these gases like sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide dissolve in water vapor. So they form acids. SO2 plus H2O. Okay, in the presence of UV rays to form H2SO3. Sulfurous acid. So this sulfurous acid, when it reacts with atmospheric oxygen, okay, to form sulfuric acid. In the same way, oxides of nitrogen, when dissolved in water, okay, in the presence of oxygen, water vapor, to form nitric acid. So like this, these acids are produced in the water vapor. The vapors of these acids are produced in the water vapor. So what happens? This water vapor, when condensed, when water vapor is condensed, these acids will precipitate. So along with the water vapor, so these acids will precipitate along with the water vapor. That means water vapor will condense to form rain, and even these acid vapors are also will precipitate along with the water. That means precipitate means they fall along with the rain. So will precipitate along with the water. See, this water vapor is converted into liquid water. This water vapor is converted into liquid water, and even these vapors are also will precipitate along with water, so that it forms acid rain. In this way, acid rain is produced. Acid rain is formed. Okay, that means these acid vapors, when dissolved in water, when these vapors, when they precipitate along with water, so that means that rainwater is said to be, okay, here rainwater, it is said to be rain. So that rainwater is said to be acid rain. So like this, acid rain is caused in the atmosphere. So what are the problems caused by these acid rains? What are the problems caused by acid rains? Mainly, the acid rains they affect the fertility of the soil. So they affect the fertility of the soil. The fertility of the soil is lost when acid rain falls on the soil, and also it affects the water bodies. What are water bodies? Water bodies are the areas where large amount of water is present, like rivers, ponds, lakes, streams, seas, oceans, and all these are said to be water bodies. So water bodies are affected due to acid rains. These acid rains, they damage building materials. Acid rain, they damage building materials. See, generally, if you speak about the fertility of the soil, see, mostly plants grow well either in alkaline soil or else in neutral soil. So these either alkaline soil or neutral soil, they are suitable for the healthy growth of the plants. So into such soils, if acid rain occurs, or else if acid rain joins mixes with these soils, what happens? So these soils, they become acidic, more acidic. When the soil has become more acidic, the plants cannot grow well. Such soil is said to be infertile soil. That means fertility of the soil is lost due to the acid rains. Hence, the plants cannot grow healthy and they cannot yield good crop. Next, acid rains will affect the water bodies. See, the aquatic animals or else aquatic plants, which live in the water, so I mean they live only in certain range of narrow range of pH, narrow range of pH. Okay, so aquatic animals, they survive only in the narrow range of pH. What is pH? pH is nothing but the measure of acidic strength or basic strength. See, generally, if pH, if it is equal to 7, then it is said to be neutral. It is said to be neutral. If pH is less than 7, if pH is less than 7, then it is said to be acidic. If pH is greater than 7, then it is said to be basic. For example, if you take our blood, so our blood, its pH is 7.4, hence it is slightly basic. If you take citrus fruits, the juice of citrus fruits, so its pH is less than 7, hence the citrus juice, it is acidic in nature. Citrus means lemon juice. Lemon juice is acidic in nature because its pH is less than 7. Okay, pure distilled water, its pH is 7, exactly 7, hence it is said to be neutral. So like this, what happens? So aquatic animals which live in water bodies, so they can survive only in the narrow range of pH. Okay, so acid rain will affect the what aquatic animals, and they damage the water quality, and due to this, what happens, the aquatic animals will die. Okay, so that means acid rains will damage the aquatic animals which are surviving in the water bodies. So in this way, acid rains affect the water bodies. In the same way, acid rains, they damage building materials. See, what are building materials? Building materials, mainly they are nothing but carbonates of calcium and magnesium. Okay, the building materials are nothing but the carbonates of calcium and magnesium. See, this acid rains will damage the carbonates of calcium and magnesium. So for example, calcium carbonate, when it reacts with the acid to form calcium sulfate and carbon dioxide in water. So in this way, the carbonate, it is lost, it is converted into sulfate. So presence of carbonate is needed for the building materials, but this carbonate is converted into sulfate because these carbonate, they react with acid. So acid rains reacts with building materials. These building materials, okay, mostly carbonates of calcium and magnesium, and the masonry, beauty, the masonry or beautiness or else strength of the buildings, they start damaging, they start crumbling. What is the meaning of crumbling? Damaging. So the beautiness and the strength of the building materials, okay, they start crumbling, that means damaging, and in a few decades, that means in a few years, what happens? The building may collapse. Building may collapse. So that means the presence of carbonates will strengthen the building, and it will improve the masonry of the building. But these carbonates, they are converted into sulfates. These carbonates, when they react with acids, they are converted into some other substances, so that the strength of the building is lost and the masonry of the building is lost, and finally it leads to the crumbling or else damage of the building. So like this, acid rains, they affect or else they damage the building materials also. So in this way, we can study about the pollution, atmospheric pollution caused by acid rains. So we learn about the other things in the next video.